All right, guys, welcome back. Hold on. Let me get the others on board.
Okay, Miss.
But are you guys understanding so far?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, I'm adding everybody. There were 24 of us online earlier, and there's currently 20 and growing. 21. Okay. Come on back. Come on back. Mekai, is this your first class with me, Mekai? I can't recall seeing you before.
No, miss, this is not my first class, but it's the first class I'm actually talking.
Ah, that's the problem. Okay,
Go,
Mekai.
bro.
You're understanding so far.
Yes, miss, because, you know, doing your research is good.
Okay. Javon Wallace and Natalia, are you guys understanding? Javon and Italia?
Oh, yeah,
Just
miss.
stop back.
You're understanding?
Miss,
Yes?
did you receive my work, miss, on the Google Classroom?
I haven't checked yet because it wasn't due until today, so I haven't checked.
Okay, miss. Okay.
Yeah. All right. But once you sent it, it's gonna be there.
Okay, miss.
All right.
Miss,
Yeah?
miss, which work is that?
The assignment that is your grade for October. The one on language versus a language.
Miss, you can send me those, please?
It's on Google Classroom.
I have the doc, so I'll send it to you.
Okay, that's
Okay.
great. Okay, guys. So we're seeing that. So that's we look at proxemics and we look at chronemics. What's another you can remember? We discussed last class.
Vocalics or paralounge.
Paralanguage.
Paralanguage.
Right.
And miss, this refers to how loud or how fast the speaker talks alongside their tone or pitch.
Yes. Right.
So, yes, miss.
So when somebody is lying, do you notice how their voice changes? Can you tell how their voice changes when they're lying?
Miss, sometimes their voice gets softer.
Unless they're a good liar.
Or the voice
Miss,
gets
some of them are good liars, so the voice not change.
Yeah. Or the voice might get high pitched. Right? And so paralanguage also includes things like sarcasm. Right? Because it's not with paralanguage or vocalics, it's not about what you say, but how you say it. Right? So if I'm talking to you, I say, what would you make of me right now if I was doing that?
Sarcasm.
Would you think sarcastic? I'm talking to you about something, right?
Oh.
Thing. And I say, paralanguage.
You're not sure about what you're saying.
You're not sure.
I'm not sure, right? Or
You're shy.
Yes,
I could be shy, or
You're nervous.
or you just naturally stutter like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Tell me.
You naturally have a stutter.
Or that too. Right? So I found another video from The Office. It's shorter, it's like 2 minutes. So let me go ahead and share that with you guys. Hold on. And guys, whatever it is that we're discussing, it is on the internet. It's on YouTube. Clearly explained. YouTube is your friend.
I can't find it.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. It's right there. So many, maybe typing the wrong things, but it's right there.
It's on the Google Classroom too, if you go on it.
So let me go ahead and share that with you. Or was this one better? Nonverbal communication. All right, let me share some with you first. Let me share this with you. All right. It's coming up. Okay, here we go. Can you hear?
Paralanguage is a powerful and important part of human communication. It helps us understand others and also have them understand us.
Alex, I'm seeing your hand.
Language is a type of nonverbal communication, which is
Miss, I was saying that I can hear you, miss.
Okay. What's going on?
our senses. Paralanguage consists of sound levels, tone variations, and intonation.
She's so low.
Understand the difference between the text and paralanguage. Text can be
Miss,
written on a piece of
it is very low, miss.
paralanguage is everything.
Okay.
These include inflection.
Still very low.
Yes, miss.
All right. So I'll send a link to you guys in the WhatsApp group for you to watch that one by yourself. This one should be a lot louder. Can you hear it?
Miss, you see your computer, sir?
So good question. Let me verify. Let me verify if I've done that. No, I didn't. You know, that's the problem. All right. Thank you, guys. Let me go back then.
It's important to realize.
I was the problem. Lo siento. Better?
Paralanguage is a powerful and important part of human communication. It helps us understand others and helps others understand us.
Is it better, guys?
Paralanguage
Can
is
you
a
hear?
type of nonverbal communication, which is anything outside of
Yes.
words that provide information
Yes,
to our
sir.
senses.
Okay.
Paralanguage consists of sound levels, tone variations, and intonation.
An easy way to understand what paralanguage is to understand the difference between the text and paralanguage. Text can be written on a piece of paper. Paralanguage is everything else. These include inflection.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. In our very limited free time and with our very limited budget, we got a meeting. And then we went out and took a class on a very outmoded and very unnecessary form of communication just so we could talk about you in front of you.
Pitch.
All right, pause. Could you hear what he was saying?
Not really.
He was, all right, so inflection has to do with the rise and fall of your voice when you're speaking. All right? There's some persons who are speaking like a monotone. Yes, I was going to do that, but then so and then, and no. Right? Inflection has to do with rising and fall. And the way the person spoke earlier indicates that he was pretty annoyed with what they were saying and really is being sarcastic based on what he was talking about. Right? Next, she's referring to your pitch, I believe. Let me hear.
So we could talk about you in front of you.
Pitch.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Regional accent.
All right, so his pitch. What does his pitch indicate?
He's very upset.
He's very upset. Right, now he's not giving me what's going on.
You got this kind of like Florida panhandle thing going, whereas what you really want is more of a Savannah accent, which is more like molasses just sort of spilling out of your mouth.
Sarcasm.
We are going to choose team names. Dwight.
We will be called Gryffindor.
Really? Not Slytherin. Slytherin are the bad guys, Jim. I know. Okay, we will be Boulder.
Okay.
The prodigal. My son returns.
Verbal fillers.
I'm Jim Albert. Spot on. A little comment.
Volume.
What is wrong with you? Do you have any sense at all?
Okay.
Do you have any idea how to run an office?
Yes.
Every day you do something stupider than you did the day before. And I think there's no possible way he can top that.
Speed.
All right, so pause. There he is yelling at him, right? Did you hear him responding?
Yes, miss. He responded softly.
Softly. Why do you think that is?
Because it's true, and he gets understanding that it's true.
Because what?
And
Because
this also, he's not the boss of the person he's yelling at. He's yelling
Right, that's
at.
his boss. So he's being very respectful, right? It's like, no.
okay.
So and so, yeah, I agree. Okay, yeah. And he doesn't want to upset them further either. So he's very mindful as to how he's responding to them. So there we see one person shouting and the other is quiet, both indicating something there. All right?
Michael, I didn't think I'd ever say this, but I'm glad you're back.
Paralanguage, a form of nonverbal communication, characterizes a message beyond the actual text. Paralanguage is important because it provides information about the communicator, which is not expressed through the text. Using paralanguage competently can enhance your communication in all situations.
All right. Was that clear for you guys?
Yes, miss.
Was anybody lost or confused? Great. So paralanguage is the same thing as vocalics.
Miss.
Yes.
Okay, so my Wi-Fi went out on my laptop. Could you just like repeat or go over anything that I missed within the last 2 minutes?
That's a lot. We looked at vocalics / paralanguage, right? And what it means, the various ways it can be used. So paralanguage or vocalics is basically about how you say what you're saying as opposed to what you are saying. So whether you are angry, you are upset, you may speak louder, you may speak softer, you may speak at a higher pitch, you may speak with a monotone to indicate sarcasm. We communicate a lot based on how we speak as opposed to what we are saying. All right, because we know that sometimes even our very words contradict the way we are speaking. So for example, I say, wow, that was so awesome. How could I have lived without knowing that? Am I being honest?
No.
How do you know that?
Because the tone, how you
My tone, how does it sound?
soft and just you know.
I'm being very sarcastic. Yeah, how could I have lived without knowing that? Wow,
Unbelievable.
thank you. Right? So it's all about how we speak as opposed to what we are saying. So we have looked at chronemics, proxemics, paralanguage / vocalics. What are the others?
Artifacts.
Artifacts, all right? Artifacts has to do with what you are wearing, what you look like. So for example, if you see somebody outside in a mini shorts or batty ride as they call them, right? Purple wig, just a nice bralette, and her boots up to her knees, right? And it's like 11 p.m. She's walking towards a taxi. What would you think about that person?
She's a stripper.
Yeah, stripper.
You would assume she's a prostitute or a stripper, innit? Right? So when you see a man on the road now, right? And he has an entourage with him. He has jewelry everywhere. He has earrings everywhere and chains and wrist bracelets and all that jazz going on for him, right? All flashy. What do you assume?
Scammer them there.
It could be a scammer or it could be an artist, right? Dancehall artist or something like that based on our culture. Okay? Now, if you saw a man dressed in a suit with a briefcase at the bus stop, what would you think about him?
A businessman.
You think a businessman, right? Based on how he's attired.
Drug dealer.
A drug dealer? A drug dealer? Really? Well,
He could. It's a good point.
Crooks are very creative these days, but in a general sense, we would assume that he or she is somebody who is productive, right? We wouldn't automatically think drug dealer. That's not the first thing that's going to come to your mind. Maybe after watching his movements, you might assume that. But by looking first glance, you're going to think, okay, decent man going to work. All right? And that brings to another story. I know somebody who got robbed by somebody in a suit. Because she was saying, no, man, this person looks upstanding, right? And they picked her pocket and she didn't know. And she realized the person counting money and it looked like hers. I want to like my money so. And then she realized that the person really picked her in a suit. So, oh my gosh, so many persons use their disguises to really, you know, do their little jobs. Paul says he would laugh because I'm stuttering. That's not nice, Paul. All right, thank you. All right, any other that we can think of? Artifacts, proxemics, chronemics, vocalics / paralanguage.
Kinesics.
Kinesics, right. And what does kinesics have to do with again?
Mr. refers to the body language of a person.
Huh?
Mr. refers to the body language of a person.
Your body language, right. So if my arms are folded when you're talking to me, what do you assume?
Mr. They're frustrated.
Right, or I don't want to hear what you're saying, right?
Good.
If I'm tapping my feet while I'm presenting, what do you think?
Nervous.
Nervous.
Nerminous.
Right.
Nerminous. I would teach more word.
Or if I'm sweating profusely, right? And I'm just looking around, I'm sweating profusely, looking around like I'm, you know, wondering, just looking around like a
You're conscious.
that, or be hiding from somebody. Right? So let me check the chat. Chat is blinking. Let me see what's going on there. Excuse me, miss, maybe excuse me, class. Brittalia, something important? More important than class? Well, if you must leave, go ahead, ma'am. All right. So kinesics has to do with body language, right? We communicate with our body language, how we feel about different stuff, right? So based on the timing we have here, it doesn't seem as though we're gonna get to actually review primary and secondary sources. But I have a video I want you guys to watch, all right? And at this video, I want you to bear in mind what you know about language registers and what you know about communicative behaviors. When we are through, I want you to identify the examples you see in there and what messages are being communicated in the piece. Clear, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so let me go ahead and do that. Okay. Here it is. So we're gonna watch this and I want you to tell me. This is very short, it's not it, it's a commercial. All right, let YouTube up and pass them thing. All right. So remember, we're watching for the purpose of identifying language registers being used and the various elements of communicative behaviors. I want to hear your feedback.
Oh, this place looks so dangerous.
Listen, Annabelle, this is no adventure trip. This means war. This ghetto girl is trying to steal your absolutely gorgeous husband. You need to put her in her place once and for all.
That is exactly what I'm going to do when I meet this Tika from Maiden Lane. She has no idea what she has. Tell it to her. I'm going to give her.
Set her straight.
Good day. Is this 35 Maiden Lane?
No. No. Ah, yes.
I beg your pardon?
Look here. No, we're not lady. No, today is not good. And yeah, I made lady, so what?
I'm here to ascertain if this is the permanent residence of an individual known as Tika.
Asawa? I want to know when I'm broken on a man. I want to.
Okay, what she's trying to say is she wants to know if there's a girl named Tika that lives here.
Ah! You mean good up. Tick with a purpose, but it's Tika, not Tika. Upa with cigarette tonic. Sashaya. Yeah.
I mean, touch and go Tika.
Hey!
Tika the Tika.
Hey! Yeah.
Serious.
I live in Kola.
You are Tika?
Yeah, me name good Tika.
My name is Annabelle Arlington Demacado.
Nice.
Demacado? Does that surname ring a bell? How could you? And what was he thinking?
No, hold on, Josh. I'll be on the head like this. What the end there? Woman, what up? I'll ask the question then. Because later I scream so that I'm told about Iran news. I forget it. You understand? What is the complaint there, Carla?
You're messing with her man.
Oh! I'm coming to comes for war. Well, I'm cheating me no war without, you know. My seasoning, sir, my pepper and Sasha. What, Sasha? A girl body pronounced dead upon arrival. What a proof.
This is no joke.
Look here, woman. Look at me left here. Good. This is your hurting. Comfort your friend and she hurting. Oh, God. Look here, me don't want your man. Me don't know your man. And you're upset with dinner.
My husband. And I'm here to categorically demand that you desist.
Listen, woman, category, miss. Don't. You go to school. Transfer what the girls say. What you say?
My girl, the breed I wear them shall use, you know. And the way I face stiff like Peter Phillips budget.
Hey!
You can't touch that try done you. In uptown styling.
I don't want to be the girl on a Sunday. I don't want to be the girl. I swear to you.
Tell her the things to hurt her. Tell her what you think of her.
How could you?
Look here, woman, you asked it already. You wrote the lyrics, we said, no, help her, no? Dent up body crystal.
Hooray! What I could have what this? Wow! The things, the things to hurt her.
How could you? You degenerate, diabolical individual to even think to be with another individual's gentleman. You should stop it. Stop it. Do you hear me? How could you? I'm here to categorically demand that you cease and desist and refrain from my man.
I see him
How could you? Do you hear me? How could you? You think she heard me?
She heard you.
I think so.
She heard you, man.
Oh, God.
She heard you.
Don't cry me, but don't cry. I'm not lying. I'm not keeping my life. Your life is solid tragic. Gosh. Okay, now you stand to us again. Hear it. You hear me? Did you hear me? Did you hear me? I like it. It puts you.
Tika!
Yeah.
But how could you?
Abigail, what are you doing here?
Jeremy, how could you? And with this woman.
Woman, what woman? And what is this? You know, it's a tracking device I use to find you down here.
FBI.
I know everything. I know you're cheating. I found this paper in Crystal's apartment with your handwriting on it. Here. It says partnering with Tika is the best thing ever, and it has this address, 35 Maiden Lane on it.
Honey, Tika is a manufacturing company in London, England.
Hey!
And the address is 35 Maiden Garden, Covenant Close. It's in London, England. That's the address.
Yes, and I mean him, not Tika Nelson. But don't want to board, man. Watch out.
Honey, look, the note was just, it was just business. Don't worry. We've already caused enough embarrassment down here. Come on, let's go. Crystal can drive your car. You come with me, all right?
Oh, wait. Hold on. What was your note doing in Crystal's apartment? You have never been to Crystal's apartment? What?
Hey! Da-da-dee! Da-da-da!
guys, so I hope you are watching the video. I want to hear from you. What are some things you see as it relates to, you couldn't answer what they were saying, Paul, really?
Alright.
All right. For those who could understand what they were saying, can you identify some communicative behaviors you noticed?
Yes, miss, I can, miss.
Give me some examples.
So in the behavior aspect, we saw paralogue,
Paralanguage.
paralogue or soft, and we saw lots of puns. And we also saw proxy, the space between, because she never felt comfortable going so close to the girl because she was literally afraid of her. So yes, miss.
Okay,
And
that's good.
And there's a lot of registers that are found.
Okay, go ahead, tell me about them.
So in the register department, there was the informal, there was a lot of vulgarities because she and her friend being loud and them want to talk to each other. What am I going to do to the girl and all of these things?
So they were speaking in the casual register then, right?
Yes, miss. And there's also the intimate register because she and her husband, when he came along, he was saying, all right, babes, this is not what I'm talking about. And oh yeah, there's one more communicative behavior I found in it. Kinesics refers to the the use of her body language could show that she was frustrated and those things. So yes, miss.
All right, thank you. Very good, Alex. Can we talk about her friend Crystal towards the end, right? Same body language we're talking about there, kinesics, right? How can we tell that? Towards the end, what do we learn about Crystal?
She was having an affair with her best friend's husband.
Right. So the question is, how do we realize through kinesics that she was actually having an affair with her best friend's husband? How did she react?
Miss, no eye contact.
No eye contact.
No eye contact. Yes. Somebody else?
Facial expression.
What were they like? What was their facial expressions like?
Looked a bit guilty.
Right.
If you can.
She was fidgeting.
Was at the same time she actually never appeared to leave.
All right. I want us to look at artifacts though. The wife and her friend and her husband in comparison to where they went and who they were interacting with. Can we see a difference there?
Yes,
the way that they dress.
I want it from a female. Go ahead, please.
The two that came up to the girls were more formal, as Jamaican people would say, uptown dressing, and the girls that they confronted were more ghetto, for lack of better terms.
Okay, how can we tell that? What made you classify them as being uptown? What artifacts did that?
And their dress, the car as well.
The car, okay. And as opposed to the other girls, what about them show that they were ghetto, as you so put it?
Clothing and the hairstyles.
The weave, yes. Do you see the powder on her chest?
Yes.
Right, and then we see the long socks. Who normally wear those long socks?
Bleachers.
Bleachers, isn't it? Right? So I showed this video to you because it was a very good example of how in our daily lives we encounter all these things, but we just don't have physical names for them. But we didn't until now. All right? So that brings our class to a close. Do we understand then fully as it relates to communicative behaviors and language registers?
Yes.
Samuel, can I see the hands, please? If you understand what we have covered so far, raise your hand, please. Let me see the hands. All right, you have 10 seconds to raise your hand. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so among us, I see there are 16 persons who have a good grasp of what we've covered so far. I'm gonna ask the rest of you to please revisit. This video is gonna be online, okay? Not only that, revisit the text I sent you guys. The text has additional information on the content we have covered. Please go and review that. Additionally, I am asking you to ensure you read the document that was sent to you on module 1 because it is imperative. All right, for our next class, come prepared to discuss it. And if you have not yet submitted your assignment, please do so today because it will be graded. It is your course grade for October.
Excuse me, miss.
Yes.
Miss?
Yes.
Where was the text sent?
It's on the Google Classroom as well as the WhatsApp group.
All right, miss, can you, okay, never mind, somebody did it.
All right. So as our person's debating the powder, you don't know. Wearing powder doesn't make you ghetto, but the amount and the fact it was so visible on her chest, right? And she isn't a baby. Normally babies would be like that, but she's a grown woman with the powder all over her chest, hence the reference. All right, guys, so at this point in time, I wish you a productive day. I say goodbye. Teacher Barnett, could you not leave yet though, please? Bye, everyone. She gone. Okay, Barnett gone too. All right, let me go ahead and end the meeting, and we end.